All right, now the sound's on. We've unmuted everybody. We're here. Welcome, everybody. Greetings and salutes. We're here with another wonderful, wonderful episode of the Council of Airsoft Dudes. Excuse me, Dr. Pepper burps are a thing. Anyway, so tonight, my co host and I, Cutter, are also uh, gathered together here with Mr. Shadow Ghost, as we've had on the channel before. Hello, Mr. Ghost.
Hello, Squirrely. Hello, Cutter. Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
Cool. What's up, bud?
Now, we were supposed to have another person on, but he unfortunately didn't make it in time for the show. Sadness, it happens. But we will charge on forward with the trio that we have. Uh,
The show
Now,
must go on.
yes, indeed. Now the show must go on. Now, normally, like what we do with the Council of Airsoft stuff, Airsoft dudes. Already, we're off to a fun start. I can't talk. Uh, Normally, we just hard charge into it, and that's what we're gonna do tonight. So, for you guys there in the chat, I need you to be on the due diligence of I need you in the chat. I need you responding, giving your advice, giving what you want, because this is what this discussion is really about. I want to hear from you guys as much as possible. So tonight's topic is, what are airsoft fields missing? Now, we're not talking milsim events. Those are special. Those are special case things. Like you can only make so many requests at a location that you're allowed to go play in. But we're just
Mhm.
talking about like established airsoft fields, your open play weekend places, stuff like that. What are airsoft fields missing? Like across the board that you've just never seen at any airsoft field anywhere. It could be an amenity, a technology improvement, like anything like that that you would like to see maybe implemented into airsoft fields. Then, who knows who's listening that may actually do this to the airsoft fields later. So, it's always good to get the players' opinions out there, right guys?
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, there's nothing wrong with moving forward. I think that's kind of one of the things in airsoft that fields, events, all of it is always trying to figure out a way to move forward.
And you,
Mhm.
you learn from your community. They're going to tell you
Mhm.
what they want, what they need, what they
Yeah.
think should change, and to not listen to that could end up meaning people will go to other fields, or fields that will listen. Uh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
uh, and
Totally.
some of these ideas could be, money based, just resources or what they have available. So
Mm.
it depends on the size of the field and the owner, I guess. But
Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah.
still like it's there are things that I think all airsoft fields should take into consideration um for airsofters, which I honestly think something that we should see a little bit more often is uh like better camping accommodations for when they offer
Mhm.
camping locations and things.
Yeah.
Um
yeah, somebody might be inclined to stay for a weekend if they can pitch a tent in a specific area for campers.
yeah. I mean, and I've been again special event locations and whatnot is have like campsite locations, and it's not horrible. It is what it is. It's the space that you're dealing with. But like I'm talking these outdoor fields, and a lot of your like normal open play fields that everybody goes to and stuff, they do like random events where it could be multi-day, and some of them offer camping. But I've never really seen like like I'm assuming it's like, oh, you just stay off to the side of the parking lot, or you sleep on the field like you're in theater.
Hmm. I mean, like me and Cutter, we've been lucky to get to travel a couple times to different events and other places, but it always seems to be very difficult to, especially with a smaller field, trying to figure out where to camp or do something of
Mm-hmm.
that nature. It would be nice to have something a little bit more connected.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
the Airbnb deal that we do quite often works out great, but some people might not be able to reach that far financially, where the campsite could be much
yeah,
cheaper.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
and I
yeah,
mean to be honest, I think camping. I mean, from a military background, I think it gives a part of the experience of airsofting. I think it could add to it for a lot of people. I think campgrounds or being associated. I don't know. It could be hard for a smaller field to
Mm-hmm.
necessarily have one,
Yeah.
but be at least associated or like know close by where you could possibly go.
And
That has been something it's difficult to find.
and I think that's another thing that airsoft fields that can, like, some of them with their events they let you know like what's close by, but not all of them do. Oh, Darktree is with
Yeah,
us tonight. Yay, Darktree, good to have you here.
there. When we get to that, I was going to point out there's a few people in there I want to say
Yeah.
hello
Yeah, well, here, let's take a little pause and just say, run down the list. We got Lady Emery Draven in the house. Hello, Miss Lady Emery Draven.
Hello,
Uh,
Miss Lady.
Ghost, we have you in the chat and here on video as well.
I met it. I snuck in earlier. I wanted to see who might be popping in the chat before the show began. I got a little sneaky. I seen one of my buddies in there and had to say hello.
Yeah, we got the young one. Always good to have you. Always good to have you, young one. And of course, like I said, we got Dark Tree in the house. Good to have you, bud. And Mr. Crazy Jason. Always good to have
Jason,
you guys.
brother, hope you're doing well.
And now, like those of you who popped in a little late after I made the announcements, please drop all your questions, comments, concerns right there in the chat. We're talking tonight about what airsoft fields are missing. So, especially like, I really want to hear Dark Tree, I know you're out there in the West Coast. What do you feel that airsoft fields are missing out there on the West Coast? Because I know you have like the great variety of indoor to outdoor mix, and you can run the gamut of everywhere in between. Um, so please, throw it in the comments. Let us know. Um, but yeah, uh, Cutter, I will defer to you for the next like possible suggestion for what airsoft fields are missing, and see what everybody agrees or disagrees or what's going on. What do you got, good man?
Um, I would say depending on their ability and access to the resources to do so, like an actual working bathroom building. You know, well, because how
Yeah,
many times? Well, no, I mean, how many times do you see like some guys will bring their girlfriends to the field, or their mom will bring the kids, and I've seen it where the mom sits by the car and she ain't going in a portalet. There's if women can avoid it, and I see her sitting there, she's not drinking anything, so she's dehydrating herself to make sure she doesn't have to go in that stinky blue box. And I
Because they're
don't
gonna
blame her. But
it'll turn into I'll wait till we go 20 minutes down the road, stop at the gas station on the way home.
yeah, oh, 100%
I
cool.
mean,
100%. But if there was like a working, like a not a rest stop, not that big, but like the little kiosks you see at parks, where you can rent a pavilion for a birthday party. There's usually like a little bathroom that's a men's and women's, just
Hmm.
something like that,
yeah,
and I mean, guys,
Oh, excuse me.
hopefully keep it clean, but it would definitely. I think that might bring more women to the field. It might be, the girlfriends might come if they know it's not a portalet, because I mean that would be a question I would have.
Well,
you know,
you know what we have here in Iowa at Central City. It's a homemade hunter's porta john shack. So it's all made out of plywood and cut hole and
oh
just goes in. Yeah.
no, no. There should be like,
that
if there's one
that
thing I
can't
can
be
leave
legal.
behind in my military career is having to use a version of a porta john or out. No, no, I get we're trying to have fun and make it feel like that, but that part of it doesn't need to be added in. I think Cutter's right. A nicer restroom would, even as a guy, I don't think it's just a girl thing on that. I would like a
It
nicer
doesn't have to be
I mean, don't
fancy.
get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like I've gone to the bathroom in like some sketchy situations. I mean, military life is a thing. Porta johns in that life are scary, to say the least. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, no, I do kind of agree with you guys. An actual, like, even if it was like you said, like a camping bathroom, or it was just like the concrete building with just like a
Even
couple
if
of
it was
actual
just one
toilets.
bathroom, like just one
Yeah.
single bathroom, toilet with a
Yeah.
sink, and big enough, and even if it was just one, that would be a benefit because it's an actual bathroom, not a
Yeah.
portalet. But but that's what I said. It could be difficult for some fields for the resources for that because you do have to have electrical to it for lights, and you do have to have sewer for plumbing. So if you don't have those resources, then you can't really hook that up. So it does make that difficult. I would understand that, but
Yeah.
yeah, a working bathroom would just be better for everybody. I think. Nobody
Yeah.
likes portalet.
Yeah. I think most people in the chat would agree that an actual bathroom would be nice.
And if you are a field that has porta johns, I've been to a couple different now in my adventures. Clean your porta johns, make it a thing. Nobody likes a dirty, stinky porta john. Okay, I
And
get it. You can't put plumbing in or electric, then clean it.
and call them on standby, the cleaners, for the
Yeah,
days that the whatever is going on heavy business days.
Heavy
Because
business. That's
after after like 3 hours of gameplay and it's full, nobody wants to go into a full porta john and just look into it and be like, oh well, no.
yeah. I know my wife. There's no way. If she knew that she would come to the field and hang out with me for a day, she might think that's kind of cool. But if she knows that the only way to go to the bathroom is in portalet, you have a nice time, honey. That's what I'm
yeah.
gonna
Yep.
Mrs. Ghost does not. She'll put up with a lot of things. A porta john is not one of them.
Yeah. And I think
So
there's a bit of agreement in the chat for the bathroom. There's talks of peeing on trees, people. We don't
Whoa,
pee.
yeah,
No.
exactly. If you have a
during an
urinal,
airsoft
use a
game.
urinal, not a tree in the field, please.
Yeah, let me just put that out there. That is not recommended. Do not attempt that during an airsoft game.
I
Yeah.
mean, I know it happens, especially when you're in a big, if you're on a big property and you're all the way in the back of the property or something. I could see you being like, I ain't gonna make it, so this tree is gonna be it. So
I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but I'm not endorsing this because
Yeah.
the
no,
minute
No.
no, not,
like,
No.
not
do what you
endorsing
gotta
either.
do,
No
no,
No.
not
No.
endorsing this.
No, not at all. And it looks like, if
Shouldn't
I
have to
scroll
say
up in the
that.
chat a little bit, Dark Tree dropped a suggestion, but
Oh
it's not
yeah,
what I expected, but I kind of like the idea of this.
uh-huh.
So, Dark Tree says, to be honest, I think Airsoft Field should incorporate more than just Airsoft games. I think Field should start doing competition day stuff like 3-gun competitions and sidearm shooting competitions. I'm assuming what he's getting at is like like actual competition shooting, like like when you watch Keanu Reeves do his John Wick training stuff,
That's
where
your tactical, yeah.
like he's saying, using USPCA targets, building a separate field just for time-based competition. So it's literally time-based shooting competitions at targets. That
That could be cool.
actually, like, when you think about it, yeah, because there are people that even do that with airsoft, with like race pistols and stuff like that, especially with like the Cthulhu that's out, and like I think AAPO1 is more designed after a more of a race style.
So like an airsoft turkey shoot.
Yeah, or like you
Yeah.
have it set up like, you've seen those Old West target shooting competitions where it's like you got the 6-shooter quick draw, you got the lever action, you got the shotgun, and you just run down the line and shoot all your targets as quickly as possible.
I mean,
Well,
it
and
wouldn't be set up, but yeah, that could. I mean, I could see a field like maybe do it as a mini event day. Like maybe Saturday morning, you schedule it from Saturday to lunch. The field is set up to do these special events, and then after lunch, it's open play. So you still have people able to open play, and you have people that come early for the competition or something. That sounds
Yeah,
cool.
and you utilize the actual field to set up your target, so it's not just like a static
Oh yeah,
walkthrough target range.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you could almost put NPCs in it if they don't mind getting shot.
Dark Tree says, I think the shooting competitions are growing, gives people more reason to go to the airsoft fields. Maybe there are players that don't want to shoot other people and would rather shoot target. You know, Dark
You
Tree, you
think
might be
can
onto
be
something
like,
here.
Also, targets don't shoot back. They might not
You,
want.
well,
They might want to do the shooting, but not get shot.
it's leading into something when it came to my turn, I was actually going to bring up, but I think that having more ranges that are more incorporated, especially with some of the technology we're starting to see in airsoft make an appearance, where you're not necessarily going out and shooting at each other, as much as part of that is airsoft. I mean, I get that, and there's I'm waiting to hear the backlash in the chat. Go, wait a minute, airsoft is shooting each other. But I know of a lot of people that would like to go out and shoot at ranges to hit targets, and competing doing that would be kind of cool too. But even like long range, like where you could sight in a long range rifle, like I have an M24 right now. There's not a lot of fields that have a range that allow me to actually sight that in before I enter the field. Most ranges are incorporated for a shorter distance. I think a longer range with more interactive targets that
Mhm.
could even be something with shooting competitions would be kind of neat.
I got a couple things on my wall that I'd love to put up again, and also if somebody's coming to a competition, they're not coming with an off the
Mhm.
shelf replica. They're coming with
Yeah.
something they built. So it's bragging rights on your build. You know, you're like, I know my build can outshoot your build. Besides
Yeah.
my ability to shoot, so it's kind of bragging rights on your replica too.
You get that, and then I think you during days where people go out and play, like say you have a big brother and a little brother, I could see big brother wanting to go out and run the field with his buddies, and little brother sitting back with dad and popping cool interactive targets. I don't know if you guys remember when I was a kid, there was this thing you could go to at boardwalks, and this like little air rifle, and you
oh
would pick it
yeah,
up and you'd
dude.
shoot it, and it'd make the piano player play the piano. Yeah, I think it'd make this
Yeah,
can go
the old
flying real
Oh
western
yeah, the
quick.
shoot
cannon
the
flyers.
old
Yeah,
western shooting
yeah.
boxes.
They used to
Yeah,
have one at Disney and they took it out.
yeah. Why not something like a version of something neat like that for airsoft?
I just
Interactive targets. When they hit, they
Yeah,
do something.
like
exactly.
you know what I see is just like a simple starter for this is have a field set up and like they have whatever main row they got, and you get a
Hmm.
bunch of those standard metal just popper targets that as soon as you hit them they go down and you can just reset them,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
right?
remember those.
Like standard steel popper targets, set them up in different points going down the walkway. At different points down the walkway you have different exchanges to different replicas, and with loaded with only certain amounts of rounds to hit your targets, and then each phase you walk forward and it's time to hit all your targets in the allotted BBs that are in it, and then move to the next zone like an actual like the shooting competitions you see.
Mhm. That would be kind of
No,
neat too. Yeah, a walking range.
Yeah,
That would be
it'd be,
kind of
it'd
neat.
be something different to do, like in the morning before you actually start playing. You
yeah,
Yeah,
know,
that'd be kind of
like
cool.
and people that, because I think, and I agree with Dark Tree that that is becoming a thing because people watched the behind the scenes stuff from John Wick with
Mhm.
how Keanu Reeves
Yeah.
trained, and how a lot of how when it comes to movies and things and actors are training with these more speed competition, real life quote unquote tactics, um in just like speed drills, and that's what they're, everybody's kind of always attracted to that speed thing when it comes to airsoft in a way. So
the Mozambique drill, the quick
Yeah.
draw and the two shots, one shot. You
mhm.
know, you could time that and also do it for accuracy on paper targets, and then they could hang the paper target and say, "Look, I won." And I mean, airsoft is mostly bragging rights anyway, so it doesn't matter what you're bragging about, whether your team won or your squad won or you took the flag or you got this many hits during the day. It's all about bragging rights. So yeah, even in competitions,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, actually, and you know what, I I hanker to believe that any airsoft field that is watching this that might take some of these ideas to implement with what my friend in the chat Dark Tree just did, that actually could be a game changer. I
Yeah.
think that that could really mix it up
Well,
and add a whole new mix of competition styles that airsoft can bring to the table in the community.
I
this
mean,
could be
there
one of
are
those
some
things.
airsoft like speed target competitions, but not a lot. and they're really only one type. They go through that small course,
Yeah.
shooting over, or under, or through a little window, and it's usually with a speed. Like I saw one guy today on a video actually do it with a built-out staccato, and that thing was not stock. You could tell. No, stock. I know for a fact they're not that snappy. They're good, but they're not that good. I mean, so he definitely teched his out to go as fast as he could through the course, and that would be, like I said, part of the bragging. You're bragging on your replica along with your ability.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and I think this can be one of those funny things. I'm sorry, this happens occasionally where 10 years from now we're going to be sitting back going, "Yeah, remember when Dark Tree brought this up? Now there's a national thing where dudes are running through
Eh.
courses and airsoft, changing from one replica to another, running a course to see how fast they can do it. All right, you have your pistol and your M4 replicas on this course. You're firing your first clips through the first two targets with your pistol, the rest through your M4. Interchange on the course before you end the course. Speed wins the game. Have to
And
hit the target.
you only
You
have
miss it,
25 rounds
time
in the
off.
M4.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and he misses time off. Time off the end at the round. Every miss is like a -3 second roll,
Right, or plus 3 second.
or a +3 second. Yeah, excuse me.
Yeah, but no, I honestly, Dark Tree, I pay me MFers. Dark Tree says.
I want my royalty check.
he's gonna do the cross country Jay and Silent Bob trick to get his check for that one. Somebody implements it, he's gonna show up at somebody's door, just, where's my check?
Are you Lewd Boy 127? Yeah. Give him my money.
Do you own such and such airsoft field?
But no, I actually really like that idea. I think it's awesome. I think people would gravitate it towards a lot. They would actually, it would make people understand why airsoft retailers are selling more like race pistol setups for magazine holders and retentions and pistol holsters, and what those are for and why they're set up that way. It's not just, speed reload while you're in game. No, it like serves a purpose in a competition aspect as well.
Yeah.
I think it would bring more people to the hobby, because there might be some people that want to, in a big generality, say do the hobby of airsoft, but they don't want to get shot.
Well,
Yeah.
and then you got to think
You
about
heard
it.
what I can understand.
You got to think about it. If more fields set that up, you're actually tapping into the 2A market, because you got a lot of the we have all heard some 2A people go, yeah, I like airsoft stuff because it's cheap target practice because ammo's expensive.
Yeah.
So now if you give if airsoft fields have that set up, it gives those race pistol competition people another place to go do that without spending so much money for ammunition for their real steel stuff.
And it still teaches you all the basics, all the loading, holstering, bringing on site and everything like that. It has all the fundamentals. It's an airsoft replica rather than a real steel product. And like you said, the ammo is much, much cheaper.
Yeah. So Dark Tree, good job. You get the gold star for the night on great ideas.
Yeah, I like that.
Man, I thought the bathroom was good. That was pretty good.
Like a bathroom's great, but no, Dark Tree coming in clutch with like, you know what? They just need to like change life.
Well, it would add a whole nother slice of the pie to the airsoft hobby, because you got, Milsim weekend players, Speed QB. And there's even little bits in there, and there are some guys that do the speed racing pistol replicas, but not a lot. And I think if you opened up a field to have like a day of open competition for all the players to come and say, how good are you? You say good. Everybody talks a lot of shiz on the field. How good are you really? And in a time clutch or an ammo count clutch.
Now, and to like piggyback off just the fact that it's bragging rights, I think that's more what airsoft fields need to incorporate, period, is little competitions in their game modes even. to just
Yeah,
give out bragging rights that people can hold up for a while and then come back and defend their title.
yeah.
Yeah.
I, we're competitive. If you're going to go out and you're going to put yourself into a combat hobby, which is what this is,
Yeah.
you're going at it. Um, we're a competitive group. Yeah, now it's fun. We joke about it, everything else, but it is a competitive thing. I like knowing when I win. That's part of it.
Well, and here on the channel we've even discussed in Council of Airsoft Dudes and like at Milsim events and stuff about how they said they were gonna like keep score, but we never found out a winner. That's something that always rings true of just special events. But I think, like you said, it's airsofters are competitive. It's a sport. They're at some point they want to play a game mode where they know who wins. Like, and
Mhm.
when you even think about like your standard open play game modes, like your capture the flags, your conquest, your domination, search destroy, anything that's based off of a Call of Duty game mode, um, they want to know who wins. They want their team to win. Like, there's always that win competition factor, and I
I
think
don't
if
know.
you give, I think if you give an incentive of just like, how Dark Tree came up with this idea for the speed drill competition stuff, and then you get bragging rights. Like you could do the same thing for like I talked about the game modes that were missing, like the whole Highlander game mode thing. Um,
Yeah.
where the last person can get a cool bragging right thing, or or any it's just I think bragging rights are now more becoming like yeah, getting a cool like giveaway replica is awesome, but people either trick them out and deck them out a completely different way than you see it out of the box, or they end up selling it because they have one already, or they want something else.
Yeah.
But bragging rights, you can take that forever. Like you, especially if you defend your title.
Oh, we ain't gonna get into that.
And
Yeah.
everybody has those good shots that they've made or gone in and taken out three other people on the other team in a quick burst of pew pew plastic, and everybody's got that bragging story, and that's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
That's I mean nobody that talks about, and I'm not encouraging or endorsing any type of physical fighting, but anytime anybody's been in a fight, when you get around with a bunch of people and for some reason the conversation goes to that, nobody talks about times they got beat up. Not
This is
everybody
true.
won every fight. You don't brag about when you got beat up. Man, this guy punched me in the face. It got me in the stomach. Nobody brags about that. You want to brag about, man, this guy was 150 feet away and I hit him in the top of his head and he called his hit, but then he cheated and went over here and I hit him again and he finally went out. And, you want to talk about stories like that, not the stories of getting hit yourself. I mean, unless you getting hit was funny somehow, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like you said, it's the bragging rights. It's the talking smack on the field because you know you can, or
And it gets
you built a replica that you're like, yeah, that's cute, and then yours can, and then you go prove it. If you talk smack about how well you tech a replica, and you think it shoots that well, and prove it. Bring it to this competition and put it up
I
against
like
everybody else.
I like about this is what we're talking here that Dartree came up with. One of the things that's hard with the bigger capture the flag events, or where you have two teams or three teams versus each other. It's very easy bragging rights when you're standing with the Michael Jordan of Airsoft next to you. You can be a half player, but the guy standing next to you made your team so killer that you get to brag at the end of the game. But what we're talking about here, it's on you.
It's
It,
individual.
it's individual. You
Yeah.
can't go, well, this person helped carry you through the game or whatever. It's straight up on you. I mean, and you can have a great replica, but we've all seen great replicas don't win the game.
Yeah, it's skill.
And this
I've seen
shows it.
some, I've seen some mad kids with rentals.
Yeah.
So
You
so
know,
I'm gonna just lay this out to the chat here. In summation of this whole section, how would you guys feel if Airsoft Field started implementing like special game modes and then what they call the Wall of Fame? like where those who won those competitions got like recognition for a while on the Wall of Fame and would come back later, like per se a year later, and then defend their competition or defend their title in that competition again. Like would you like airsoft
I'd love to
fields
hear
to give people more bragging rights?
I'd love to hear the chat on because I'm gonna say myself, I would. I mean,
Yeah.
even being a local boy, oh, that'd be the thing. Man, I'd love to see my name at the top of my local field and like some kind of gold lettering up there that says Shadow Ghost right
To
Like,
there.
have my name up there for even 1 year that says top DMR, I'd be
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's me. Dude, that was
Mhm.
4 years ago. Don't care. Still me. Not you.
I might even come out with like the early '90s puffy Boeing jackets that have the name on the back, just so I could brag about it when I'm walking in that.
so all right,
Best
Dark Tree,
DMR 2027, you know?
That's right, man.
Dark Tree popped this off. So he went. Let's just say this, Squirrely. If I got a text message saying somebody took out my first place medal, I would be at the field the next day trying to get my name back to number one. It would
See,
turn.
yeah,
It would
Right.
essentially like roll back the clock, and it'd be the new form of like the high score in the arcade.
Your three initials on the high score in an arcade game. I was thinking the same thing.
same
Like I want
thing.
my
I was
three
thinking
initials.
Donkey Kong all over again. I
Yeah.
remember this fight.
Right.
Galaga was the same way. Pac-Man, all of those.
Now comes the ultimate question: would you travel to go get your name recognized at an airsoft field?
Oh hell yeah!
Well,
I
if a
traveled just
league,
to. I mean,
if a
Ghost and I have
league could
traveled to
do it,
several different things, events, hundreds, if not thousands, of miles away. I mean, Florida to Sheboygan, Wisconsin. That's a hell of a trek, and that
I
was
know
just
that's
for
a
an
lot,
open game, let alone a competition.
and I would love for it to actually be a real. This is the rule set type thing like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is the way we're gonna run at every field we go to. Who knows? I mean, at that point, I'd really be repping because I'm gonna toot his horn a little bit here. I so far I don't really play with a lot of replicas that if I'm going hard that aren't cutterized.
Are we
Well, at that
going?
point,
Are
that
we
would be
going to
showing it
regional?
off.
Squirrely Dark Tree says.
Yeah.
Well, what if you make a team that's the best bolt action, best DMR, best M4, and best pistol. So you got a team of 4 people from your field that won at that field. Go take on another field, and you turn that into a. I mean, just in our area, there's 3 fields we can drive to. There's 3 teams right there.
Yeah.
You know, and so whoever got their name up on the board, you're all the team. So now you got to go and take on another field and have a floating trophy or something that goes around to different fields of who gets to hold it for that 3 months or whatever you have between the competitions.
Yeah.
Why does this feel like the first chair in band class all over again?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Sorry, you can't go to competition. You're not first tier sniper. I'm sorry.
It's March
You-
Madness, but with airsoft teams.
you gotta see average in history. You can't go to state.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
I'm starting to lean on it. Sounds like bragging rights is the thing that people want.
Ooh, ooh, lady just came up with something. I like that lady. Dark Tree's idea. I'm assuming she's talking about running the course and doing that, but for newbie education.
Yeah.
Oh, like a
Yeah.
class? Definitely.
I'm assuming she's talking like a class.
If
Like,
that's what you're leaning towards, lady Draven, like a class type thing, yeah, that would also make sense where you can combine because you can slow down the speed drills and it becomes basic marksmanship.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm
because
just
there's
learning
some kids. I remembered one story just the other day. I was talking to somebody that I was sitting and coming, that pieing around the corner that you're supposed to do, and I look out and a little bit ways across the field, this kid with a different color armband than I had. He had to be all of 13 maybe, and he's standing 4 feet away from the Connex, like just a cutout target. And I was like, this is too easy. So I whizzed 2 past him and got his attention and literally told him, and then showed him how I was going around the corner of the Connex. And he waved. He's like, oh, yeah, thanks. And then he picked up his gun and shot it.
Well,
So, but I still taught him.
that also, there was a day on the airsoft field. It was a father son combo. It was like I think it was like their second time playing airsoft. But the son had a sidearm, and it was a 1911 replica. And every time he went to go use it, the way he was holding it, he kept dropping the mag. Because he kept placing his hand right on the mag release. And I was like, okay, you got to hold it like this, so your thumb rests over here, and then you drop your other hand with like either teacup or like you rest it on the side, right? And I showed him the 2 different ways. I was like, this is more accurate. This is basic stability, and he kept dropping. He couldn't get it. And I think a course like that where it slows it down and you learn the fundamentals would have helped him out a lot, instead of trying to learn in game.
Yeah, in the middle of gameplay when everybody's shooting all around you and you're trying to figure out your sidearm is not a good time to do that.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
even like the people that have never messed with an airsoft, like that was a little bit of a transition for me. Like the first time we went out cutter, it was like, okay, how do I put gas in this again? Could you show me how to reload the magazine again, Cutter? Could you, like, I felt like the little brother following my big brother around the field that day. Hey, Cutter, could you do this for me again? Cutter, could you? Because I had never transitioned to something like that. So I think even the basics of learning how to just, hey, this is how you put green gas in the bottom of a pistol clip. You know,
even if you know real steel, airsoft is different.
Totally
it's
different.
a replica that is run completely differently. So you have to learn almost a new way to do it. But once you get it all loaded, then everything else is the same. All the same trigger discipline. It's just that part is all the same. But there are people that don't know it, and like you said, like let's say somebody comes in, they rent, and they come into play, and they get kind of discouraged because they feel they don't know what they're doing. You say, hey, come next Saturday. We have there's a class. Have a class set up for newbies that want to come in and learn.
In the beginning, I would have loved to learn how to. I mean, I was very lucky. I had a buddy. I mean, to be honest, I was lucky coming into it. I could see being so overwhelmed coming into airsoft and not having somebody there like that to go. This is how you charge up your battery safely. Something as simple as that. Knowing how to
and not everybody comes into airsoft new with a buddy that they play with. Sometimes they get out and do it on their own.
Exactly.
Nobody started with all this knowledge, and there's been a lot of different things I've done over the course of my life, but airsoft is a constantly changing and just endless. I joked it's not a rabbit hole, it's a black hole. Because a rabbit hole could have a bottom.
So Dartree's over here trying to change the game again on us. Not to jump over to the chat, but this is awesome. He goes, what about long distance shooting teams? ... Him. I have joked about this. You guys have heard me joke about this, that it's very interesting to me because one of the biggest problems we have right now in the United States with doing long distance shooting teams and competitions is space. It's very hard to find a range to shoot a real pew-pew that is a long distance rifle.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. To really put one out, it is hard to find one. That is not so much the issue with airsoft, but you really don't see a lot of airsoft ranges that have the ability to push the distance of a airsoft long range rifle. We really don't see them, and it could be a really neat.
A lot of them do have big enough fields that they got the space for especially if it's for a specific competition. They got the space to set it up. Whereas, like you said, with a real steel pew-pew, you're talking 500, 600 yards. And even that's not super long distance for some real steel.
For some of them,
Yeah, no.
But yeah, but I mean, with airsoft, 120 yards max.
I'd say give some of them 200 yards if we're going to do a competition and really try to push it,
Ooh.
moving the target backwards. I think
I want, I
maxing
want,
it.
I want to know what's under the hood of that replica.
Cutter's already thinking of a bolt action to build for this. You already know this.
Oh,
Well,
maybe.
Cutter, I think at that point you'd have to pay to find out.
Oh, the gauntlet just got thrown.
I do have a prototype for pretty good bolt action.
So you know kind of sounds like a ghost cutter long distance shoot off is in the future.
Oh, okay. I'm down.
Oh! I made joke and then it just solidified.
But I do agree with Dark Tree. That could be a fun, neat type of competition because a lot of things would factor in. We are firing a plastic ball. Let's be honest. A little bit of wind hits it at a certain distance, it might push it right off that target. You might have the most accurate thing out there, but Lady of Luck is against
Yeah, sudden breeze and whee.
Lady Draven just said that she would pay to see the shoot off between you and Cutter.
Well, now I got to save up money and build another bolt action.
I would throw my hat in the ring, but I've already made a build sheet for a bolt action that I would actually function, and that's a long ways down the road of price wise.
I don't have a bolt action on my wall right now, so yeah, I'd be down for that.
I might have one back in my stash named Gypsy, who's a bolt action that I would love to put out there like that.
Yeah,
But
I helped build that bolt action. That's not fair.
but I have to say, part of the issue though is where would we do it? Nobody's got the range for us set up to go do it. So if you own an airsoft field and you want Cutter and Ghost to come out and compete like that, help us out. We need something
and other
set
people
up to do that.
there's a lot of at Black Tiger. I know I talked to at least 4 people one of the last times I went there that all had bolt actions from Nobrich to Aries to Toki Marui, but all of them, when I asked them about it, they're like, oh yeah, and it's got a this and a this and nobody leaves anything stock. Nobody comes to the car show in an '87 Plymouth Voyager. They, and they have all different exterior stuff they've done on it. Some with scope cams and stuff that they do for their web pages. I think that's cool as hell. And that would definitely be one thing to be able to do for the competition is have a scope cam you could put on everybody's replica, so that the judge can literally watch it. You have the target also, but everybody could, like, you could put it on a big screen and everybody could see it.
Now I have more motivation to hope we can find a field that can set this up, and I have motivation to actually build that $700+ bolt action sniper build.
Yeah,
700. That's adorable.
I said 700 plus. 700 plus.
I know. I'm just joking. Okay. I don't think I don't think I'd need to go that crazy.
I agree with Dark Tree. I don't know if you guys seen this about companies at that point. If we really push something like that, could be coming out with better weights for long distance. but Dark Tree, does that say 0.64?
Yeah, he said he's 0.64. I think 0.40 is a good
0.64. What's it made of? Plutonium?
I think 0.40 is a good base.
Well, yeah. I fire 0.42.
Well, and I think the thing is when you really go across like the broad spectrum, most snipers run like 4.0s. Like
I admit it. I'm pushing.
If you're gonna be a competition, it's got to be everybody has to be the standard BB weight. So you have to be able to tune your replica to that BB weight the best you can.
Yep.
Okay.
I'd love to see other people show up for that. I think that'd be cool as hell.
Oh yeah, it'd be fun.
And again,
you'd be goofing off in that one. Bragging rights. It'd be a total goof off.
I mean, you could make it a quick fundraiser and have it be like, okay, everybody throw $10 in the pot, and the winner gets half the pot, the other half goes to charity.
Yeah,
You know what?
there you go.
You know,
And if we did it,
something simple like that.
we all
Not so much
wanted.
an entrance fee, but a fundraiser. What I'm looking for, contribution.
Well, don't they have those like celebrity ones where you pick a fundraiser and if you win, your whatever you win goes to that fundraiser?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, there you go. Everybody writes down what they want it to go to off the list,
Yeah,
and if they win, it goes to that particular one.
there we
That's a
go.
good idea too.
I'm totally down for that.
yeah. See, we're giving out good ideas here, people. These airsoft fields need to take note.
I mean, Swamp Sniper is doing a heck of a lot at Ballahack, but that doesn't mean you can't do more.
No,
Oh man,
and as much as we say Bellahak is the mecca of airsoft.
Oh yes, I still love it. I
We
still love it.
and it still is. We all want to go there. It's just because Swamp Sniper Chris over there has been doing it for over
all
10 years
hell Swamp
now,
Sniper.
and he's gotten that all set. But I think what airsoft fields are lacking overall is we don't have another spot like that somewhere else in the country.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a distance for people that are not in that area of the East Coast to make it to Bellahack. I mean, even us, I'm down here in the Sunshine State, and it's hard to get up to Bellahack. I mean, as much as we all want to go to Bellahack,
Road trip.
I would love to see also, and I don't think Swamp Sniper would disagree because I think he would love
No.
it, is to see more fields of that size in nature because it's just promoting the business even more. I mean,
He was actually talking about that in one of his last videos, showing his future plans for Ballahack,
I
and
seen it.
he was talking about that,
Hmm.
about other fields elsewhere. I think he said he was looking for investors and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's not saying it can't be elsewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
There's more than one Disney World,
yeah,
well,
or
and
there's more
there's more than
World
one theme park.
Disneyland.
Yeah, yeah, there's more than one theme park. Exactly, and it's fun. I mean, I think this is something that we could see bigger, more encompassing type of airsoft ranges that are a lot of what they do at Bellahack now is becoming fantasy events, LARPing
yeah.
almost.
Oh yeah,
And I think that's really becoming a neat area of airsoft, but it's harder for smaller fields to pull off sometimes. So if we could see bigger fields coming out that could do that, I would love to be able to participate with more of those type events out there. I mean, yes, it's fun to go out and play the Milsim combat style events, and but there's something about the. Did you say we're going to be doing a Fallout themed event? There's something about that, that
mm-hmm.
just sounds so fun to do.
Like
Or
well,
Feeding Wars, a Star Wars themed event.
Oh,
and
BB Wars, yeah.
one thing I can say to you, the players out there, that I think the rest of you guys can agree with, of any of these ideas, changes, things, improvements, and whatnot. A lot of these fields, like they run essentially just off of field entry fees to pay for insurance to keep the field going for you. It's minimal cost to expand their fields. Ask them if there's a way that you can help donate to expanding the field or making improvements. Because I am pretty sure if you want to donate to your field to help them improve it in any way, shape, or form, in ideas or maybe monetary things so they could build up the field better, just talk to them. Like I know for a fact my field is very open to ideas and things like that, and talking to the owners and maybe changing things, but just we get these things together with the Council of Airsoft dudes to talk about this amongst ourselves to like hopefully get the word spread out to other airsoft fields, other airsofters, that they can take these ideas and go elsewhere with them. This isn't just for us to sit here and dream
Yeah.
and fantasize. It's for you guys to take these and go.
Anything to draw more people into the hobby, to keep the hobby alive for those of us that are in it now that want to keep it.
Yep.
You know,
Like
Yeah.
these,
I mean,
we're not coming up with this stuff and saying these are copyrighted ideas and materials, but everybody said it's contracted. No. We want you guys to improve the community. make things better, adapt these ideas, and bring more people in.
The reality is, for any of us to keep this going, either hobby, sport, whatever way you choose to look at airsoft, to keep it going, we need more people. We need more involvement. We need to keep it moving forward. So anything we say on here, I know personally, and I feel everybody probably feels the same way, is you take it and run with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Make this better.
and
Because if one field does it and somebody takes that to another field and they hear about it and they're like, "Hey, that's not a bad idea," and they set that, you know, even like we said with the teams of 4 bragging right people per field, go and take on another field. Have
Mm-hmm.
4, their 4 take on your 4, and then that field can say, "We got the best team in DMR." Yeah, well, we won in bolt action. And again, it's just it, it's shit talking that can be done over videos, over Discord, until the next competition when somebody takes it away.
Exactly. And honestly, with us moving into 2026, I feel that airsoft is at a crossroads of changing from um, smaller events to bigger events.
Yeah.
So in order to keep it growing, not everybody can afford bigger events, so we need to also like keep spreading these ideas of these smaller events and shooting and little speed competitions. Like Dark Tree came up with a genius idea, and it helps keep everything motivated. It helps keep the mix up, and it keeps it available for everybody. That's the biggest thing that we want to keep airsoft going with us constantly keeping these conversations going with the community is we want to keep it growing. Keep it
Engagement,
Yeah.
growing.
engagement.
Cuz
And
that's
another thing is, talk to your community about it. Like, if you have nothing going on in your community, you're in one of those smaller rural town areas, you're out there, you don't have some, come together, figure that kind of stuff out, work together to make a better. Airsoft can do a lot more. I know it changed my life a lot more for the positive. And if I can do anything to get ideas out there that help, that do it for other people like veterans or other individuals that aren't maybe getting in as best shape that they could be, and airsoft gets them out moving, or they're in depression, whatever it does for you. If we come up with some good idea here on the show and that helps you push it, like starting an airsoft club in your local community or something, then run with that idea.
yeah, yeah, run with it.
So,
Run with it, I say.
sooner or later, somebody will see a big enough need, like
Mhm.
they see you playing in some farmer's field, like the farmer lets you play out there, and you've called the cops to tell them, "Hey, these are replicas," and you go through a cornfield at each other. That's cool, but somebody you might get the right person that drives by and sees that and sees a need and goes, I got a property. I wonder what it would take to, and that's how you keep it going. Talk to people like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Absolutely. But I think we covered some good points tonight, gentlemen. And you there in the chat, the tree dwellers came up with some good things as well. I mean, I want an
Dr.
actual
gets his first
bathroom,
car.
that's for sure. But I think we covered our bases quite well tonight, guys. Um, in more ideas on what airsoft fields are missing, in more than what I just thought. It turned into game modes and new adaptations and things. So,
Yeah.
um, I think tonight, like usual, we're gonna wrap it up with rolling out the red carpet for our guests tonight and our illustrious co-host. So we're gonna start with Ghost. I do have links for everybody's channels down in the description, by the way. But Ghost, go ahead and tell people where they can find you, subscribe, and all that fun stuff.
I'm on YouTube at Shadow Ghost F13. You can find my Coffee with the Ghost show there. We're actually got some new stuff coming out here real soon, so be looking for that. You can also find me on Discord through Squirrely and a few other places. It's at Shadow Ghost F13 again, Coffee with the Ghost. Um, Again, Squirrely, thank you for having me on here, man. It is always a blast. I appreciate it. I heard you crossed a milestone episode not too long ago. Again, congratulations on that.
100
Keep it going,
episodes.
man. You're pushing the community. We all thank you for that.
Hey man, thank you. And Cutter, you go ahead and Let the people know
Um,
that where they can find my beautiful co-host there.
I don't know, but well, if age brings beauty, sometimes age just comes alone. No, Cutter Airsoft. It's Facebook, it's Instagram, it's YouTube. If you put in Cutter Airsoft, you'll see me. It's the gray, my old gray patch that says Cutter Airsoft with the red scope reticule in it. Um, and I'm up to 120 videos now, and
Yeah.
350
Congratulations.
subscribers. Woo!
Dude,
Yeah,
that's quite a few videos. Good job, man.
yeah.
I can't point or touch to anything, but I have right now 2 that I've finished and 5 that I'm working on. So there will be more videos coming. Plus, there will be the part 2. I don't know if you can see it back there of the wrecked blaster from uh,
Oh,
Elite Force that I was doing. My next video of that will be painting it.
ah, beautiful. I love it. I love it. Um, oh, Lady Draven says that she can't wait about talk to some of this at Fox, meaning Fox Airsoft in Colorado.
Oh,
Uh,
Oh,
so
cool.
hopefully
She
they
found the
will
local field. That's all.
they hopefully they will be open to that. Or some of these ideas at least.
well, people at Fox Airsoft, pay attention. I mean,
Yeah.
this is how you get people out there to come play. You know, incorporate
You
new
mean
things.
a secondary reason to go to Colorado?
Ooh, Colorado trip.
but
Mm.
but anyway, guys, I have the link to the Discord pinned to the chat, pinned in the link in the chat below. Go ahead, join the Discord, hang out with other weirdos like me, like these two. Talk airsoft goodness, video game, movie nerdery. You can support the channel by picking up your Squirrely Nuts Airsoft merch, like our Roadkill rags, our custom tie-dye schmugs, and I am out of patches currently and do not know when I will re-up on those. It will be a minute, but I will eventually get them. Other than that, guys, thank you for supporting the channel. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Bell icon if you want to be notified for future videos coming out. And beyond that, I think the only thing left to say is never ever forget your battle cry. Nee!